Today I'm going to be redoing my door. As you can see, it does need some tender loving care. I've already removed the handle from the door. I'll leave the inside there because it doesn't matter if that gets spray painted. And the only items that I need for today are this plastic bag that I have to cover up so that the spray paint doesn't ruin the floor even more than it's already ruined. I have painter's tape to cover the white part of the door, and then I have a metallic Rust-Oleum spray paint. So this should be really easy. Here we go. So I've already put down my plastic bag to protect the floor. I already put the painter's tape on the floor and did get the mirror off the wall. I tried really hard to get it off without breaking it, but it did break into some pieces, which is fine. I used a flathead screwdriver to get it off, and it probably wouldn't have broke if I had a little bit more patience, but I didn't, so it did. No problem. I really didn't need it. So now I am just going to be taking the painter's tape and putting it around the wall.
Love is what you make it. I'll give you my heart if you promise and you won't break it. I'ma keep it real with everyone, it ain't no faking. I was trying to give it to you, you was trying to take it. And you cannot run from reality, gotta face it. I've been trying to do everything for you to just make it. Don't care what people say, especially when they talk crazy. Don't play with me, I'm baby.
So I have finished taping up the door, putting the painter's tape all around. I did a little bit extra to the right just to make sure that I didn't get any of the silver spray paint on the white or the blue part of the wall. Now, time to spray paint. Always make sure that you shake the spray can very well. And I'm actually going to attempt to spray from the bottom up just so that I can get as least drippage as possible. As you can see, when I tested it here, it came here and then it started to drip down. Even though it dried fine, I'm gonna step away from the door. Stepping away from the door should also give a little less of the drippage. I don't need to spray it evenly at all. You'll see when I add to this video how I'm going to cover up the middle of the door. So the silver spray paint that I'm using is only for the outside edges of the door.
You're an angel, but street life, it trained you. Now listen to your girl. Don't let the game keep playing you.
So I'm just going to let this dry really quickly. Going to put the fan on, and then we can move to the next step. So this is the second part of the project. The paint has been drying for about an hour or two. It's completely dry. I don't even believe that it needs a second coat. I guess you could, but I'm not going to waste the spray paint. This is the vinyl. This is the vinyl sticker that I'm going to be putting in the middle of the door. So I'm just going to slide it down here just to make sure that the silver is completely covered so that it will not be showing. Once I paste this on, I'm going to measure the door just to make sure it's pretty much in the middle and has the same amount of silver on each side. The vinyl, by the way, came from Amazon. And it measures 30 inches across from left to right. It's 30 inches up and down, 30 inches. And I am going to measure the door just to make sure that it's exactly in the middle. The door is exactly 30 inches. The vinyl is 24, so with the 6 inches, I'm going to make a marking so that I am sure to be 3 inches on each side.
If they want bust an egg, then they flip like an omelet.
The door from the top to the bottom measures at 79.5 inches. I'm going to take this. This is the back of the contact paper. So it just needs to peel off. And we just want to make sure there's no air bubbles in it. So I'm just gonna peel off a little bit of the top.
Ain't no distraction, get your sight back now. I think you wanna fight back, so let me shut up. I'm talking in circles. I'm watching in plain view. You caught up and tangled.
I'm having a little trouble because the one crease that I was trying to get out. So we're gonna see if we can get back on track. Trying to get it as perfect as possible. I do get annoyed, so it may not be super perfect, but we really don't want to have too many creases in this. I do realize that my door is far from perfect, and so this application is not going to be perfect either, but it's coming out really, really well. Okay, so there's something under here that I need to take off. And this actually comes off really, really easy. So that's another plus. Getting there. It's gonna cover some of the door knob a little bit, which is fine. I'll cut that piece. We are down to the bottom, and I have a little hole in the door. If you saw in the beginning of the video, I did have a little hole in the door, so I feel like that's where this is coming from. Or maybe there's something under there that I could have taken off to flatten this. See what I can do there. Got it? So since I had to get that little piece out the door, I kind of messed up my progress. So I'm really just gonna try to get it back smooth how it was before I ruined it. This is where the hole is, so that crease is just gonna be there, which is fine. Don't mind the crease here because that's gonna get cut. Again, I am going to put a mirror over this, so I'm not too concerned with all the imperfections because we're going to cover that up. I'm gonna try to get them right here over this. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
So as you can see, I got super duper frustrated with trying to fix that part of the door. Overall, I do think that I did a pretty good job. It did come out pretty okay. I plan to do more do-it-yourselves, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please list them below. Thanks.